really resonated something that you said on the show, and you talked about Tiffany and Charlotte, how getting them apart has really helped Tiffany. But being in this tag team with Alexa Bliss has really helped Charlotte, and it really has. She went from bully 2 months ago getting booed every time she stepped into the ring and had a microphone in her hand to now getting cheered, getting wooed, and being appreciated by the WWE Universe. Being in a tag team with Alexa Bliss has done wonders for Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte has gotten the rub from Alexa.
Yes.
And I know that sounds odd when you think of it in the textbook meaning of getting the rub, but Charlotte has gotten the rub from Alexa when it comes to how the fans perceive Charlotte. The fans wanted nothing to do with Charlotte. She came back and she won the Rumble, and the people were on board. The very next time she comes out in front of a live crowd, the people were split. Do we love her? Do we hate her? Are we happy to see her back and come back from her knee injury? Or do we hate her because she's the same old Charlotte Flair? This goes back to how the WWE positioned her with the vignettes in which she returned. They had her in the Rolls Royce. They had her getting out of the helicopter. They had her in the yacht. They had her in the one-of-one clothing from Miami. They had her in the diamonds. They had her in the furs. Charlotte did her own vignette in which she is in her gym gear, no makeup on, with her knee brace, jogging and running, and talking to herself about getting out of her own head. That resonated with me more than any of the WWE pieces that they did. That was the version of Charlotte Flair I wanted to see. We didn't get that. We got same old, get out of the title picture. We're tired of it. Whether we feel a certain way about Charlotte and her being synonymous with gold or not, the fan base was tired of Charlotte being in the title scene. So tired that the whole program with Tiffany did not work. The program with Tiffany did not work because Tiffany was not ready for that program. Nobody can tell me any different. There's not a person on this planet who could come on this show, even in WWE, can create and go, no, Tiffany was ready, but it was Charlotte who ruined it, or Charlotte went into business for herself. Bullshit. Not true. Tiffany could not hang at that moment in time. Thus, the match at WrestleMania was what it was, and it was more forgettable than Jimmy vs. Jay at 40. Now, they get Charlotte out of the picture, and they put her with a beloved Alexa Bliss. And all of a sudden, how does a crowd, how does an audience, how does a fan base go from, we hate you, to, wow, we really like you? And that basically happened overnight. It's because since we love Alexa so much, and because Alexa was involved with Bray, and Bray is no longer with us, since we accept Alexa and we love Alexa, if Alexa's friends with you, then we like you too.
Yeah, and I feel like the other part of it is she's not going after the Women's World Championship. Like, I think, fans were always like, she's always in the main event. She's always got championship gold. And I think fans were kind of sick of it. Now it's like she's actually done something for this tag. Let's face it. The WWE didn't put a lot of stock into these women tag team titles. But when it's around the waist of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, it actually means something and it's meaningful. Case in point, the match we saw last night.
Something is also going on with Charlotte that hasn't happened with her in a long, long time. You want to take a stab at it?
She's having fun.
Ding, ding, ding. Circle gets the square. She's having fun. She's not so uptight anymore. She doesn't have to be a Flair and a champion and worry about every little thing. Nope. Showing up, having fun, doing tag matches, wrestling, doing some backstage TikToks with Alexa, stealing her coffee, whatever. I also noticed a little something, and I can say this about Charlotte. Charlotte also looks like she's not so serious every minute of every moment of the day in the gym. It looks like she's taking a day off here and there. And not so worried about, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Everything has to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect. Like, I looked at her last night, I was like, wow. Like, good for you, girl. Enjoy this a little bit. You've earned the right to enjoy this and not walk on eggshells and not worry about what everybody is saying on social media, especially what you went through with Tiffany saying what she said and all that bullshit. Nobody should have to go through that in wrestling. Nobody.
It's good to see her having fun. It's good to see her in a position like she was in last night. And I'm going to say something. Go ahead.
I just wanted to finish it up, and we're going to dive into this. And the girls tore it down last night in that tag match.
It was an awesome
ladies.
Match.
Bravo, ladies, with that tag match. Excellent job.
And it was great seeing, first of all, the women's tag titles in the main event, but also that loud "This is awesome" chant for that match last night. I thought
justified.
Yeah, justified. I was gonna tweet it, but you got to it before I did. But justified. "This is awesome" chant last night in the main event. The other thing that I think helped Charlotte, believe it or not, Bully, is Unreal. I believe the episode that centered on her, on Unreal, really helped because it really did tell the story of Charlotte Flair. Her injury, her coming back, what she's gone through, her relationship with her dad. Like, seeing that side of Charlotte and seeing how hard she worked to come back, I think really put a lot of respect on her from the WWE universe. Like you said, those vignettes that the WWE put out did nothing for her, did not help her cause. I feel like what she put out on social media, but that episode of Unreal that focused on her, I think went a long way. It really did.
I would keep Charlotte Flair out of the World Championship picture for so long that the people want to see her come back. And they cheer her when she comes back. But in order for that to happen, I believe you need to build another Charlotte Flair, which ain't happening anytime soon. You'd have to build somebody that had a grasp on the women's championship for so long that they blew through the entire locker room, and basically it's like, who the hell could possibly stop this woman? And that's when Charlotte steps up and goes, remember me?
I think there is somebody, and I think we're seeing it at least with the tag titles, but it could eventually morph into the women's championship, and that's Asuka. Like, Asuka right now is becoming one of the biggest heels in that division, and they've had a classic already at WrestleMania. You could do that again, and it would work.
I don't think you can. I believe in Asuka. I am a massive Asuka fan, but I think a lot of damage has been done to Asuka along the way. Is it irreversible, irreparable? No. But to get her back to where she was, I don't think so. Now, they tried last night. They planted seeds. Not that they planted seeds. They reminded us pretty damn hard last night about who Asuka is with that package they put together, with the vignette that they had put together for her. It's a hell of a start. But Asuka is, I think Kyrie is becoming so entertaining. I'm watching now just to see what Kyrie's going to do next. But as long as you have Kyrie next to Asuka, I don't think Asuka ever gets to where Asuka once was. Asuka has to become that killer again.
I'm gonna disagree with you, Bully, because I think Kari's actually helping Asuka. I think this story right now where she's controlling her, the way that she's controlling her, I think people are feel like it's a little uncomfortable, it's a little awkward, and I think that's getting fans to hate Asuka.
It seems to me like Kyrie's enjoying what she's doing with Asuka right now. Last night I got that feeling.
You got two sides of it. You got like where she yelled at her, where you saw the fear in her face, but you're also seeing that killer instinct from Kari Sane as well. So
I don't think you can I don't think we can get Asuka to the point that you're envisioning in your head to have that grasp on the championship. Let me give you just such an outside of the box suggestion. Imagine if a super heel, super villain like an Awesome Kong stepped into the scene in the WWE, into the women's division, and she came in and night one won the women's championship and was able to, or not on night one, just buzzsawed through the entire women's division. When I mean buzzsawed through the entire women's division, I mean that she beats every single woman on the roster. Everyone. Have we ever had a talent before that can say, I beat everybody on the roster in my division?
Asuka, during that 2-year span where she beat everybody.
Oh, wait a minute. So they actually went on record to say that she beat every single woman?
She beat all the top women until she got to Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Okay, she beat all the top women. I'm talking about a force that beats every woman. Like if you're on that roster page on WWE.com and you're a woman, you got beat by this super heel to the point where there's no one left. Who do we rely on? It's kind of like in Superman 2, you know, with General Zod and like, who can help us out? Superman, please help us. And Charlotte becomes that superwoman. I don't know if they can build anybody to that level yet. And the only reason I'm suggesting that is that's the only time I want to see Charlotte come near the championship right now.
Well, I mean, what we're saying, Bully, because right now they're tag team champions. Obviously, Asuka and Sane are waiting in the wings. There's going to be a story there. There's going to be some story with Alexa and Charlotte down the road as well. So you're talking a considerable amount of time. When we get to the end of that road, could it be Jade?
Yes. Because Jade is in the beginning building stages. And I like what I saw from Jade the other night. We discussed it yesterday. Even though it was 101, it worked. And there's something about that scar over her eye that I absolutely love. I think it's that scar over her eye that can always, the hatred. Every time she has to look in the mirror and see that scar, it's a reminder of what pro wrestling did to her. It scarred her physically, and it scarred and hardened her heart to where I believe that they can build a heel in Jade like that. And Jade versus Charlotte is something that they've only given us a brief taste of months and months and months ago. I think it was in the entranceway.
Yeah, now they have to book Jade the correct way. Like now, starting now, like Jade has to be unbeatable. Like Jade has got a buzzsaw through everybody.
I used Awesome Kong as an example because of her sheer size and presence. You can do that also with Jade because of her size and presence. Back in the day, God rest her soul, there was a woman named Chyna who was so impressive that they decided to have her throw the world's strongest man over the top rope in a Royal Rumble. She became bigger than the women's division where she wrestled men and became an intercontinental champion. Why? Because she was built and booked the right way from day one. I'm not saying that Jade is the next coming of Chyna. What I'm saying is, if Jade is booked right, you can have somebody as impressive as a China in your division, and Jade versus Charlotte would be that money bill, but you keep them away from each other forever.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not talking about a month, 2 months, 3 months, but I'm saying considerable amount of time down the road, that match has got to happen. And Jade is a legit badass. I always reference that interview that we had when we had her in studio. She wants that. She's aggressive. Like, she wants that opportunity. She loved getting busted open in that match, in that triple threat match. Like, she thrives on it. So you put, and she even told us, we're like, who do you want to be with in the ring? And immediately she said Charlotte. Charlotte is the goal for her.
Listen, no matter what people say, including talents out there who take shots at Charlotte, they're all jealous of her. They know that they would love to be as good as she is. She's top of the food chain for a reason, because of her athletic ability, because of her level of intellect in the ring, what she understands psychology-wise, and because she's been able to get the job done from day one. She's earned her spot. I'm sure she's ruffled some feathers along the way, but haven't we all?
But she's the measuring stick. When it comes to the women's division, she's the measuring stick.
Absolutely. Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair. Now you use Charlotte the way Charlotte should be utilized to get somebody over. Because Charlotte versus Tiffany was very forced.
And it was very quick.
Very quick, very forced. And the people weren't buying into Tiffany at all. Tiffany was a deer in the headlights.
It's a different Tiffany now.
Yes.
It's a different Tiffany now. Like, if they decided to do if they had waited and decided to do that match at next year's WrestleMania, probably would be a different story. The story itself going in would have been different as well. But they rushed it. They went to it way too quick.
And it's interesting to see how, obviously fans, they have a certain perspective on this whole situation, and they try to be like, oh no, Charlotte did this. Charlotte tried to go into business for herself. Charlotte tried to, screw up Tiffany in her promo. Charlotte tried to make sure that Tiffany failed. I can tell you, as an expert witness, being in this business for as long as I have, you are 1,000% wrong. Charlotte didn't do any of that. Not even a little. Not even 1%. Not a speck of sand on the beach. None. Charlotte did everything that she possibly could the right way. It's Tiffany who didn't step up to the plate. But I'm glad to see that Tiffany is stepping up to the plate now.